So I just got some stuff in the mail today, and we are going to install them. I got this bad boy right here. Toce. And we are gonna install it on my 2018 Street Triple 765. And then we're also gonna install this thing right here. I had to find a lowered kickstand because I am so freaking short. So I found one on eBay for 20 bucks. And I guess I'll let you know if it works out for me. So more to come.
Here we're gonna do a Toce installation on the 2018 Street Triple 765. So first we're gonna take off the old exhaust. I'll set them down next to each other to do a comparison. We've already done our stock exhaust sound, and we'll do the sounds after we get the Toce installed when we're done. Same positions of the camera. So let's get started. We're gonna go around to the other side of the bike first. So over here I've already loosened it so I can show you how you gotta do it. So we gotta take this panel off right here. It's just gonna be one 5mm Allen head socket screw. Take that guy off, and then you're gonna push backwards to slide that off. It's got little rubber boots inside of here, and there's some hooks on the cat that it'll go back on when we're done. Now once we get that off, under here's a 10mm clamp. I'm gonna take that clamp loose. Now we have the clamp off the exhaust. So now we go back around to the other side so we can drop the mounting bolts. So there's gonna be one bolt back here behind your brake rear set, and one bolt right here on your brake rear set. They're both 12mm bolts. Oh, looks like this one has a lock nut on the back. Let me grab a 12mm lock nut. Looks like I didn't catch one of the pieces I need there. So now that we got our wrench back there, we can go ahead and take that off. I'm gonna set this stuff to the side. So once that last bolt's out, your exhaust will come right off. This little rubber boot just pops into your frame over there to kind of hold it in place and give it a little bit of rubber booting for the vibration, a little bit of free play. So let's go set this down over here. And there's your comparison of the two. All right, let's get this Toce pipe lined up on here. So it looks like it comes with 12mm lock nut, and of course, nope, they're both. They change it from a 12 to a 13mm. Nothing can be the same, can it? So you want to make sure that your clamp is spun to where you can get to it when we go to the other side. So we're gonna put it up like that and slide this on. First you want to take off your gasket that I failed to take off earlier. You take your gasket, slides right off. I'm gonna put this guy on right there. Make sure it's on good and tight. Like I said, I'm gonna keep these. The bolts that we took off originally, I kept them because where this sits, the bolts that it come with don't exactly cover up all that rubber gasket. So we're gonna use our OEM bolts to go back through it and bolt to the back of it just the same. Now, as you can see, I'm having to pull on it a little bit because obviously the pipe is an aftermarket pipe, so it's not perfect. It also may be I slid it on too far. So we'll pull it back a little bit, line it up, and we'll just...
Also rotated it.
Yeah, I also rotated a little bit. But we'll just finger tighten our nuts here.
Finger tight.
Nuts.
By the way, this is Lil Kimmy D controlling the camera. I'm the cameraman for today. I decided to let my husband install the exhaust because...
Well, let's face it. I'm just better at installing things because I'm a mechanic.
This is true. So he is pretty much my slave when it comes to my bike and installing things. Although I do like installing things, just not so much of the more complicated things like the exhaust and stuff.
So let's go back to the other side and take a look at our clamp, see if it's positioned how we want it. So it looks like our clamp is looking really good. It'll be up and hidden out of the way. It's not gonna be dangling real low. So we'll go ahead and tighten that. Ooh. Look, another thing changed on me. So I'll go grab that socket that I need.
Another reason why I am also the camera person is not also because I'm mechanically not capable.
Not mechanically inclined.
Thank you. I also can't speak English apparently, but it's also because I know how to get the good shots.
If none of y'all saw that, I just moved the mic or bike on the stand while trying to make sure our exhaust is nice and tight. We don't want any exhaust leaks. So let's get it up there all the way.
So can you explain to me what happens if an exhaust does leak?
Well, you get a nasty sound, obviously, but at the same time, the leak can melt plastics. If pointed in the right direction, it'll reduce your back pressure from your exhaust into your engine, and you'll lose a little bit of horsepowers. Horsepowers.
So you'll probably lose a couple horses along the way. And you know, I always thought that horsepower was the amount of horses that you can hear. So
yeah, back in the day, she thought that the sound of the exhaust was how many horses were galloping on the road. Back when Kim was a little youngster.
You had a washer that fell off over there, babe.
Yeah, I know, I removed it. I want to make sure we're all the way on over here. All right, so once everything's in place, we can go ahead and tighten everything up that we hand tightened and get this clamp tightened up.
So where I bought this exhaust. I bought it from the Toce website. It does say, I think it was 2013 to 2016, like the 675 Daytona, and then also the 2017 Street Triple RS. Well, I have a 2018 R Street Triple.
Lowrider height,
and it will fit fine.
They just haven't updated the years on the website. And the RRS, and they're all the same bike.
Yep, so anything from 2017 and up should have the same exhaust fittings. So I wouldn't have to, you won't have to worry about that. If you just see RS, you can get it for your R.
So now we got that pretty tight. We're gonna go ahead and leave this cover off. That way we can come back and check for exhaust leaks once we got the muffler end tightened up and we get the engine started. So right here where we removed that other 12 millimeter bolt earlier, we're not gonna actually be putting anything back. So we can go ahead and take these two rubber gaskets that are on either side and take those off. That way they don't go flying off on the road. We got our exhaust gasket and we can go ahead and just toss those aside. We're not gonna need those again.
So the main reason why I chose the Toce exhaust is because not only because of the sound, but because of the look. A lot of the exhaust that I was looking at was just big, bulky, silver and ugly. It didn't match my bike too much. And if I back up right here, you can see how the exhaust actually makes the bike pop, I guess you can say. It stands out, and it isn't bulky, it isn't silver, it doesn't look bad at all. And I like the dual. This
is all in her opinion, and what I like to tell people when they squawk about something like Toce, it's not performance. Well, a lot of us aren't in it for performance, and it's our bike and we're gonna build it the way we want it. We don't care what you think about our bike because you're not the one riding it. So if you have any negative comments about Toce, go ahead, spit them out, because frankly, we don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna bleep that out.
So we're gonna go ahead and set up our other camera like we had for our OEM exhaust sound, and we're gonna go ahead and fire it up, check for exhaust leaks, and see how she sounds.
You just popped my ears.
So I'd say that sounds really, really good.
Oh my gosh, that is loud. I definitely have to take a test ride on it to see how loud it is.
Under a load at high RPMs.
Goodness.
So let's go back around to the other side real quick, because that little plate can be a little tricky. So I'm going to show you guys how I pop it back on, and after that, the video will be over.
So, thoughts on the exhaust? Freaking loud. Amazing loud. The funny thing is, it asked me if I wanted the decibel killer for an extra 25 bucks. I should have just bought it just in case. Just for a long ride so I don't lose my hearing. But here's back to Mike.
So we're gonna take these little rubber guys out of here and we're gonna put them back on their legs on the cat here. There's one here and then back here underneath the fairing. A little hard to see, but it's back there. So it goes right there. So then I like to just get under there. Hopefully she's getting a good angle. Line them up a little bit and then just tug. And it slides right back into place and we're able to put our screw back in. Anyways.
So this is third gear. I'm Lil Kimmy D.
I'm Ketch. And hope you liked our install video and maybe you got some really good sound.